Flosstube, and welcome to my little stitchy world. It is Thursday, late in the evening. Really late in the evening. I have been doing painting. I'm painting my craft room. Pretty excited about that. Been wanting to do it for the last week. Just kept avoiding it, ignoring it, and just flat out saying I didn't want to do it. Was talking to my husband on the phone. He's on a what do you call it? Layover. And it's truck driving term for being gone for a couple days. And he said, you know, I'm waiting for you to get that craft room painted so I can take that board I made you and put it up on the wall. He made me a pegboard, but he fixed it up really pretty for my craft room. Originally it was in our bed in our bedroom, and that's one of the reasons why we made it look pretty, because it was going to be in the master bedroom. And then after my son moved out, we're going to put it in there. But he was waiting because he wanted me to paint the room the color I wanted to, and then he put it up for me. And you know, it's a good plan. I just didn't want to paint. So when I was I'm sitting on my shirt. When I talked to him today and he told me that, I'm like, all right, I'm going to paint. I'm going to paint now. I'm going to go get the paint can as soon as I get off the phone with you, and I'm going to paint it. He goes, okay. You get that painted. I'll get that up there for you. So I felt really bad. Okay, I felt really guilty. And when I got the phone, got the paint can, started getting everything. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon by the time I started painting my first wall. And I'm not just painting the wall, but I am painting the trim on the bottom, because my son scuffed it up. A couple years back, I went around, because we had all this dark wood trim, and it wasn't dark wood like cherry wood. No, it was dark wood like 1970s dark wood. And I went around and we decided that we were going to do white trim and a certain color on the walls that we both liked, and I went around and I painted all the trim and all the window panes in the entire house, and he scuffed it up. I should bring his butt over here and make him get down on the floor and paint that trim, but he would probably make a mess. And he's the one who painted his bedroom, and there was paint on the wall, on the ceiling, where he'd hit it with the roller and not do anything about it. So now I'm touching it up, because luckily I played it smart. I got a white that is not only the same, it's called Foggy Skies. It's not just the same paint for all the white that I've painted in my house, but it matches the ceiling almost perfectly. Just this really pretty ceiling white paint. And I love it. So when I get done with the trim, I've already got my step stool for painting all the way in the corners, you know, with my angled brush. And I just go around and I touch up on the ceiling, and now you can't see it. So, yeah. I'm doing all that. I'm not just painting walls here. I'm really making, if I'm going to do it, I want to make my craft room look nice. And so I just had to touch up the window pane. He didn't do a whole lot to that. So it was just kind of scuffy and dirty a little bit, because he used to collect rocks, like real pretty ones, and line them up on his window pane, whatever. Did I say it's almost 10:30? So yeah, that's how he liked to have them. And then when he'd have the windows open or the blinds up, the light would hit them, and some of them were real sparkly ones. Anyhow, so I had to paint that to clean that up, because I couldn't wipe. I wiped it off, and it still needed to be painted. So there's a lot of painting going on in there. Forgot. I took the blinds out, and I about once a year take my blinds off. Well, okay, when I remember, and take them outside, and I hose them down. It doesn't hurt them. I've been doing it. I've been in this house for 16 years. yeah, 16 years this month, and it hasn't hurt them. Those were really dirty. My son never dusted. And so they're nice and clean. I forgot they're still on the lawn outside. Yeah. I haven't even watered my garden yet. I gotta go water it in the dark. Yeah. Totally forgot. I can't leave those out all night. So I took the blinds off, cleaned those. I'm getting it all. My closet in there. It is not a walk-in closet. It's just one of the closets that the doors slide. We took the doors off of that for my son because he would put certain things in there. He's had his guinea pigs in there. So he just always treated it like it's part of the room. And now that it's my craft room, I'm doing the same thing. It needs to be painted in there. So I've got one of my big walls, more than half of my other wall around my window, and got the window pane done. I'm doing the trim as I go. I mean, I can get trim done like that because after you do all the trim that's in this house, trim is nothing. I whipped through trim like nobody's business. So that trim was done, plus it's already been painted. So really it only needed a coat. So now I'm at the point where I had my dinner, I watched some Doctor Who. Yeah, you know I gotta watch some Doctor Who. I told you I'm obsessed with Doctor Who. And then letting the second wall dry, that's partial. The other part of the wall, it goes this way, away from the window, and then there's my second long wall. And that's my, I only have 2 long walls, and that's it. So once I get that painted, everything else is just small little sections. I'll feel like I've achieved something. So I need to move my big, it's an entertainment center that my daughter-in-law used to have and gave to my youngest son when they moved out. When my youngest son moved out, he didn't want it, and I confiscated it for my craft. I was thinking of going to IKEA, save up and go to IKEA and get the system they have there, but I'm pretty big on renewing and reusing things, painting them, fixing them up, and using it for something else instead of just getting rid of something and just replacing it, because in a few years you'd want to do it again. So in fact, a few years back, I was going to have a YouTube channel about renewing stuff, reusing it. And renewing is fixing it up to match your new style if your style has changed, instead of just out with the old, in with the new. I hate painting. It's like I make it this chore that it's not. And so I figured I'd probably do a video a year. That's not going to get me anywhere. Because like that entertainment center, it's been in my craft room since my son moved out this winter. And that's not painting it until now. It makes sense because of the weather. But if I wasn't painting my craft room, that thing never get painted. It never would. But I'm going through so much work to make my craft room look nice that I want to get it all done. So I will probably keep this system and just fix it and add to it. So I want to add a shelf where the TV is supposed to be, and I'm sure my husband can figure something out. Just another piece of wood. I want to add a back to it because of course there's no back to some of those. So I want to add some kind of back to it, and then take it outside, and we've got a paint sprayer, and I want to paint spray it. Because in that way it'd be even coats, it'll get into all those spots, there won't be drips. And it'll work and it'll match. And it works for what I want. Like I have a place for everything with that thing. And one more shelf to take that big section and divide it into 2 would be amazing. So, yeah, I want to do that. I have that against the wall. I have to empty everything and then move it so I can paint that wall. I'm really wanting to hurry up so I can paint it tonight. And then my craft room is probably going to be a disaster for some days because I'm not going to put, even when the wall is done and dry, there is a bug. It's driving me crazy. I'm not going to put everything back on there because I really just want to get it painted. Get it done, get it painted. And then put everything on there permanently. So I'm getting it done. I'm very, very excited. I will do a craft room video for you guys. I noticed some people have done that. So when it gets done, I don't know if it'll be a week or 2 weeks or 3. I'm hoping it'll be in the course of the next week or so. Then I will give you a tour of my craft room. I love the idea of getting it all organized and how I want it. So I can just walk in and I want to finish something and I can get to everything. Right now I fully finished something that I'll be showing you, and I had to like push stuff out of the way so I could use my cutting mat. If I want cross-stitching floss, if I want cross-stitching fabric and a chart, I could just, well, not right now. It's a disaster in there right now. Everything is like in the middle of the room. But before that, there is seriously a bug. I could just walk in there and get what I need and walk out. And that's awesome. I'm sorry, it's really driving me crazy. I want to be able to do that with everything. So, what I'm going to show you, I'm going to go ahead and get going. Nothing much has happened in my life but this. I've been done with work for 2 weeks. Can you believe it? June is almost gone. It is almost completely gone. So, even though it's only been 2 weeks, I feel like, oh my goodness, I've only got 2 months left. And that sounds like a lot of time, but I've got a bunch more painting I want to get done. And outside of that, and some other things I want to finish. So I gotta get cracking on it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this stuff. I do want to get to that wall. I probably won't get to all the walls. I have to be up 8:30 tomorrow morning and run some errands. I already promised my second lead that I would meet her at the school. She does summer school there. She works the summer school program. And we both order from the same organic company that gets dropped at a house. The lady, she's basically a drop house for this, for Azure Standard. And I just get the stuff because my shirt, bugs and shirts, it's not working out with me today. So I'm the one who, sorry. My phone's telling me it's time to go to bed. I'm usually the one to get the stuff and then I take it to work. Well, it's summer break, so I told her I'd drop it off because I have grocery shopping to do. So now I'm committed. She's there at a certain time, and I told her I'd be there, or else I'd probably never make it. So yeah, that means when I come home tomorrow, I have to finish that room. But that's good because I paint better when it's daytime. I feel more motivated. So, I think I hear fireworks going off. My poor dogs. Alright, so let's go ahead and show you this so I can get back at it, right? Woohoo! Painting. Painting. Who doesn't love to get paint on their stitchy hand? I pulled out gloves, like rubber glove type. They're over there. You think I remembered to put them on when I started painting? No. I've got to have to scrub. You see all the flecks? It was much worse. My nails are not painted, but they're painted with paint. This is my stitchy hand, and that's a little better, but there's still paint on it. Anyhow. Oh, Fran did not remember her board again. So, you know, this was my piece I wanted to focus on and get done next. And you can see how far I've gotten. The tree was done, and the stuff down here, when you saw it. Since then, I don't know. I don't remember what it looked like, but you know, I got the owl, the bird, the next key, the pumpkin. Started working on these stars. Got that one, and my husband came in. Came and sat down. So I paused. Doctor Who. Don't judge me. I love Doctor Who. And started talking to me. So talking, I'm stitching, we're visiting. And the whole time I was stitching this star, I kept thinking, I know I counted it, but it doesn't look right. Do you think I stopped? No, because I'm talking. I didn't stop. I just focused on stitching the star, not the position of the star, just the star. When I got done, like seriously, the thread is still on here. Soon as I finished it and I sat back and looked at it, oh, that's not right. What I did was I counted up, I counted correctly, but I counted to the bottom of the star. Yeah, it's right here. I counted to the bottom of the star. And then my husband came in and we got talking. And I had my thread, my needle threaded, and then I had the needle stuck in the hole. And I paused the show, and then we were talking, and then I went ahead to resume stitching. So my mind was not like right where it was when I stuck the needle. I started stitching down. I was supposed to stitch up. And that just looks too funky. It really does. It really needs to be up higher. No big deal, right? It's not that many stitches. I can easily pull that out. I will. It'll probably take me 2 minutes to pull it out and another 2 minutes to stitch. It's, yeah, like hardly any stitching whatsoever. But I wasn't going to deal with it at that moment because I just finished it. So it's like, oh, I'll come up here and I'll stitch the bat. Well, my husband was still there and we were still talking. So I'm stitching the bat, going along, stitching the bat, doing good, got over here, start over here, da-da-da. Getting almost the whole bat's head done, right? Whew, my coffee cup. There we go. Started to stitch the other half of his head. And I wasn't looking right at all. I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. And my husband goes, what's wrong? And I said, I stitched this wrong. I just stitched the star wrong. And he didn't know that at the time. And now I said I stitched the bat wrong. He goes, well, just fudge it. Just fudge it. I said, you don't understand. It looks like the bat of Notre Dame. It's like, it's going to look like that. I don't want a bat of Notre Dame. I want a bat. So, I loosened it up. I put it away. When my husband finally quit talking with me, he thinks that I just, you know, it's just crazy. I should just fudge it. There's no fudging them when they're that small. There's just none. When he went, I stuck it in my craft room. It was sitting in my craft room ever since until I brought it out for this video. 2 of them. So that whole entire time, I was talking with my husband. I was cross-stitching. I did it wrong. Because the other stuff I did, I had done it earlier that day, and I did some the day before. So the next thing I pull out, when I'm done painting and I have a day to stitch, it will be that one because I'm ready to tackle it. Sorry, but that's how it went. So, I picked this up instead. I'm getting pretty close. I think I am almost halfway done with April. And it is my monthly, my monthly chart, my monthly temperature chart. So what I do is I take a whole month and I write down the temperatures and then the DMC colors for those temperatures. I break them in half for 2 weeks, and then I take the first, you know, the 2 weeks, and I pick one of the colors and I stitch all of that color. And then instead of going day by day and pulling out that same color a few times, I just jump around, and I've gotten to where I've stitched this enough that I know, and then I have the chart where the position is of the first, second, third, fourth. And for this month I got as far as 2 colors, and I'm pretty excited because I got a 0, because it will be 2018. So I got a 0 and 8. So it's pretty exciting to get to that point. But yeah, it's really turning pretty. The weather is warming up. So some colors are coming out that I haven't stitched yet, or stitched in the earlier part of the year. Got some purples in there. This is really turning out really beautiful. There's one stitch design. This one's kind of funky. It's really small. It doesn't center very well. I mean, it's centered, but because of the way the design is, it doesn't look like it's centered. But, oh well. Everything else is really, really pretty. So, I am having fun with this. I just had to set it down to do some gardening. I've been working out. I was going to go for a walk. I even told Ingeborg on Instagram that I was going to go for a walk. I started painting my craft room. But let me tell you, I was doing some Pilates doing that craft room. Paint, and then you paint, and you paint, and then you paint. And then you use this hand. But I'll be doing some walking tomorrow. I got a bunch of places to go to. Don't know if that counts, but I am getting my exercising in. Did my exercise video a couple times. Did do a little bit of my bike today. My recumbent bike. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. So then I've been working on this. So these are the 3 that I've been working on more consistently. And I completed the month of June. I know this was last year, but I'm pretending it's this year. Little House on the Prairie. I'm sorry if you're not seeing things very well. I can't tell if you are. But it's nighttime, and I've got a chandelier that is like the sun. So bright. So I'll let you see from a distance. You can see how far I'm coming. And there is Little House on the Prairie, and that was so fast. Like, I stitched her I think I stitched her in 3 days, only because I finished her up yesterday, only because I did yard work yesterday. Like, I was out there sweating. I had to come in and eat something, drink something cold, or I was going to pass out. But I got it done. But yeah, really cute, really fast. I was going to change her bonnet to brown or tan and brown because Melissa Gilbert's bonnet was those colors. But I went and viewed the book, and I noticed that Ma in one of them had a pink bonnet, and I thought, what the heck? Super cute. It'll work in my craft room because this is something that would work in my craft room because I'm doing movies and TV shows. So I was trying to figure out what this was. It was just a blotch of orange. It's a clothesline, and that's a shirt. And then there's clouds up there. And I'm sorry, but you can't see the white very well because of this chandelier. But, yeah. The covered wagon is really, really white, but so super cute. I love that covered wagon. Ugh, it was so fast to stitch, so easy to stitch, but yet makes the most impact. It's just perfect. I love it. Finished the border, and I think I had some border over here I had to do. I can't remember. Yeah, it was up here. And I'm working on the center. So I was hoping to get some done today. What I was going to do is, for this month, do all of this purple part. Then there's flowers, like in a couple locations, that are these smaller ones. And then when I come back in another month, I was going to work on words. So I was going to break them up. But I started painting. And I think we've got one more day left of this month. So, I don't know. Depending on when I get done with my painting tomorrow, I may work on this. Because I'm going to put gloves on tomorrow. So, I'm really enjoying stitching this since I have decided to stitch one a month. And I do want to get some things finished, but I'm okay with stitching this once a month. And then taking one and make it my focus. But that's what I have been stitching on. That's it. So, I have stitched on one more thing. Yep, Ingeborg, I stitched on this. And you know what? I got the last one done. And I got the bling on. It's all shimmery. And then I got the bling on. It's all shimmery. This one shimmers and shines a lot more. I don't know if you can see that, but very cute. So yep, keep calm and carry on. Now panic and freak out. I posted this on Instagram. So beading went really fast, and I watched Doctor Who. Well, I love Doctor Who. I have the screensavers. I have Christopher, and I cannot think of his last name, or not think of it, but I cannot pronounce his last name, who's the 9th Doctor, the first Doctor of all the new series. Oh my gosh, I miss him. He's amazing. Miss him. And I've been watching David Tennant. I can't pronounce his last name either. I love him. I know I'm going to cry when he leaves too. You know I'm going to get the cross stitch of Doctor Who. So, watched those while I was beading this, and I was amazed how fast it took to bead. My first beading job. So, thank you so much again, Ingeborg. This was a great stitch. I do agree with you. Reading the chart was a challenge. For those of you who have not done this, she explains it in her video. She got done with hers also. I need to fully finish mine. But the grid lines and the back stitch on this, they all match up quite a bit. In certain areas specifically. And it was a challenge to figure out what was what. I had to fudge quite a bit on this one. This was the first one I did. I was anxious to try stitching on a dark color. I mean, I just glance at it and yeah, I glance at it and I can't see where I had to fudge because there's so much swirly cues and all of that. So that's the good thing about it, that if you need to fudge, it's okay. It's not that bad. But I had to fudge a few times on here. Because of it, I figured it out. I caught on to where things were supposed to be and where I messed up on there. I think I only had to fudge once on this one. And I have no idea where. I don't remember. And then the other thing that helped was I put this under my Stitchy magnifying light. And I was able to make it out a little bit better. But yeah, it took some finagling and playing around and taking my time. But I love the stitch. I mean, it was over 1, and then it was over 2, and then it was over 1, over 1, over 2. And that's fun to me. I like doing something different than just X's. So I enjoyed that a lot. And I cannot wait to finish it and put it on my scissors. And then I finished something else. I showed you it as a finish. It's a full finish now. Oh, that really hurt. I have been doing a lot with my arm and it hurts bad. So, yep, here it is. I finished my July piece and I have it sitting out because I was so excited to get it done. Because you know me, people, you never see full finishes from me. You don't. Hopefully, now, well, not now, but when I get done my craft room, it'll be a lot easier to go in there and do that. So, I don't know where I've been in my life. I have not been traveling with Doctor Who, I promised. I would if I could, but yeah, my favorite doctor isn't there anymore, so no. But apparently somehow I was somewhere and I missed Cathy's cross stitch. Cathy with a C. I just found her. And I've already binge watched a lot of her videos. She's amazing. Most all of you probably know who I'm talking about. I will link it below because surely there has got to be somebody else that was on the same planet as me and missed her. But I found her because I did a search on cutting sticky board. Boom, there she was. She had 2 tutorials. She used one of those rotary cutters that you use for fabric. She's got 2 of them. One she uses for sticky board. I have tried everything, people, everything I could think of to cut that sticky board and to cut foam board where it goes all the way through and that it doesn't slice me and stab me and doesn't jump and mess up. I have tried scissors. I have tried a cutting thing for scrapbooking, and I have tried one of those X-Acto knife things. No. This worked, people. This worked. I couldn't believe it. So I finished this. I was so excited. My corners are not very nice and crisp on the foam board. Couldn't think of it again. But not too bad on my sticky board. So this is sticky board. This is the foam board. I just hot glued underneath or behind with my fabric. Then the bow is just the same fabric, and then I bought some red. I just snipped it like Priscilla and ripped. And the fabric I got is the ones that you get like at Walmart. I think the craft stores have them where it's folded, and it's usually like $1 or $2. You can get it at fabric stores too, I'm sure. And a lot of people use them for quilts. I like to get those for just small projects. It just makes more sense to me. But when I start getting my bigger projects done, I will be getting it by the yard, because then, you know, that makes more sense. So it's thin, but it still rips really well. I kind of wanted it rustic and not sewed, because my fabric is 28 count Monaco that's been coffee tea dyed and baked. So I took those two colors of fabric and ripped them, and I just tied them in the middle. Then I used this ribbon I had and covered where I tied it. Then this is another piece of that kind of fabric that I bought in a folded, you know, I don't know how much is on there. I don't know. But I cut that wider, and then I cut another piece of red wider, and then some more of this I cut and ripped, and I tied this in the back and scrunched it up to make the bow. And then I used the tail of this and tied it on the little clip here, because you can see it's a clip kind. And how I have this attached is I have two more pieces lined up, the red and the sparkly, or the fireworks. If you can see right there. And I just made a loop, and I hot glued it to the back of this whole thing. And I just clipped it on there. I was going to paint this white. The blue really doesn't work for my house, but the white would. I just haven't gotten around to it, and I was very excited about getting it on here. And I brought it out already. I've only got a day left before it's July. But I'm hoping to get this painted in the next couple days and distress it. So, and then this will really pop then when it's on white. It kind of blends in right now, but this is my first full finish where it's like all done. I'm pretty excited about it. So cute. I just love that stitch. It was really, really cute stitch from that magazine. Okay. My arm just does not bend that way. So I can't wait to finish more things. So that's it on all the stitching. We're 27 minutes in. I gotta get going to that room. Let me show you my haul, and we will call it a night. I feel like I'm losing my voice anyhow. My coffee's cold. So I was watching the newest installment of Crafting Between Stitches, and she brought up Barbara Anna Designs Black Cat Halloween. It is a 3-part series, and she is going to stitch it with somebody else, and I can't remember who. And I jumped on and said, I just bought it. I'd love to join. So I'm not sure when they're going to start. I know. I want to get all the things done, right? But this is super cute. I know we always have excuses, right? So, I will link Cathy's website, Cathy's Cross Stitch website. And I will link this also. But if you watch Crafting Between Stitches, she has it linked on her page too. It's actually a very small design. Like, I won't show you the chart, but can you see the outline? That's how big it is. So that's why I don't mind starting something like that. Then in watching, binge watching, not just Doctor Who. I know you're like, just get over Doctor Who. But binge watching Cathy's Cross Stitch, she does a lot of finishes, and she does them beautiful, and she does a lot of cording. It's like, man, I really gotta learn how to cord. And in a lot of her videos, she talks about how she does it and what she does, and she's done a couple tutorials. But she was showing a finish, a Christmas finish, and she said, I'm not going to tell you how I do the cording. Just go to Vana. go to Vanna's page, and she linked it below, and she said she'll, she does cording just like me. So I went straight after I got done watching that video and watched Vanna's. I thought I'd watched all of hers. Apparently I missed the cording one. And she showed how she cords. And I think it's amazing that this is her job. This is what she does. And yet she took the time to freely show us how to do it. So she said where she got hers. She's like, just go to Amazon. So I did, and it's the identical one that she got. The Krennic Custom Quarter. And so now all I have to do is have my husband make the one that her husband made her. And I'm going to have him attach the wood, because she just had her husband, he did a piece of wood and one of those hooks that look like that you screw into a wall or board. So I'm going to have him put that on the entertainment center thing that I have. And then when I paint it, I'll paint that and it'll look like part of it. And then he can screw that thing in there. So I bought it right away. I only paid a little over $13 for it because Amazon Prime members, they were having the coupons, the digital coupon that you click on. And I got it for like 10 or 20% off. But it's still like only $16. So I got the exact one Vanna said. Then I ordered some Lizzie Kates. I got Autumn. A lot of people are stitching this. I know Chelsea is. I think Priscilla did also. And it comes, I'll just show you that. It comes with the beads. And I got Summer. And I'm not stitching the house pink, even though I love pink. It comes with the beads. So next time I'll get the other 2 seasons. I thought I put needles in there and something else, and that's why I only got those 2. I was going to order needles and something else. And I realized after I paid for it, and it's like I was checking the order to see if it shipped, and that's when I realized I only put those 2 in there. I didn't click on it. I wanted to at least order some more needles, because I'm trying to use up the needles that I had from before, and they're driving me nuts because they bend real easy and they're thin, and I just want to pitch them, but not until I order more beads. Or not beads, sorry, needles. Oh well, live and learn. Then I got my cross stitch gold in the mail. People, I have not gotten my Just Cross Stitch in the mail. Everybody else is. I watched Kay's cross stitch, and I watched one of hers that was from a week ago. Somehow I missed it, so totally caught up on her now. I'm like, what? I'm 2 behind? She got hers a week ago. So I'm going to give it another week, and if I don't get it, I'm going to put missing, so they can send me another one. And then I went ahead and grabbed this because I want to see if this works for the sticky board, because it's not for fabric or my cross stitch fabric. It's just for the sticky board and the foam board. I keep forgetting the name of that. So I just got this. If it doesn't work, if it's not strong enough, hey, I got scissors. I used a coupon. My one that I have for my fabric is the name brand, nicer one, because I want to make sure I'm cutting, especially my hand-dyed fabrics, if I need to cut those. I want to make sure I got a good one, but I figure I'd be going through the blades, sticky, And I don't know with wheeling it if it'll get into any of that. I don't know. I should ask Cathy if she's ever had that problem. And I hate to do that on a really good rotary cutter. And then I got that at Michael's, and I got this at Joann's. I went to lunch with my friend, and she was looking for something specific at a craft store, and we hit 3 craft stores. First Michael's, then Joann's. I got this for like $5 and something. It was 70% off. Magnet will stick right to that. I'm going to paint this. Probably paint it white. Maybe distress it a little bit. And there we go. I just picked these things up. Don't know what I'm going to put in, but it'll come to me like this. I've had that for a long time. I stuck something small on that just so I'd have a place to put that little cross stitch. And then when I finished that, it was perfect. It matched perfect. So, you know, you get the things and then you stitch the stuff. That's how I do it. I don't know how I'm gonna finish it, what I'm gonna use until I start in at it. And I love having all of this stuff and see where it goes. And if I feel like nothing's working, it becomes a pillow. So yeah, I went to Craft Warehouse with my friend too, but I didn't buy anything. They're very expensive. They rarely have coupons. I mean, my friend bought like $50-some worth of stuff, and she got up and she says, do you have any coupons or anything? She goes, no, but this is a coupon that's for next month that you can come back and I'll put it in your bag. And it's like, Joann's would have said, oh, you don't have an app? I'll just give you the 50%. They've done it for me, you know, where I'm like, I can't get my phone, the app up. It wasn't opening up, and she goes, oh, don't worry, it's the 50%. I'll give it to you. This place was like, no, I don't think we do. Come on. So, she spent a lot of money. Oh, I'm losing my voice, seriously. It's allergy season. I spent a good amount of time out there yesterday. So, I guess that's it. I need to get going on that wall. It's now 11 o'clock. And I'm going to be really tired when I'm out tomorrow, but oh well. I got so much time. At least I'm staying busy. I do have more painting to do, but there isn't anything really big. I have a whole lot of bark dust to play around with soon. I'm hoping to do that in the next week or so. I want to get my craft room completely done first. And I'm going to ask my son if he wants to earn some money to help me do the bark dust, because my husband works crazy long hours. And it'll give my son a chance to make some extra money. But that's it. I should be able to get back to my stitching. So I will try and get back here. I said I was going to do it on Sundays or Mondays videos, but this week went by so fast, I just didn't even realize it. I didn't realize that Monday had went by and it's already Thursday, and I hadn't done an update, and I said I was going to try and do updates. So I will try and remember and do better. But, you know, it's been a week and a half, so that's not bad. And I haven't stitched it all today, so all this stuff was from yesterday and before. So I'm not sure how much I will have done, but what I will try and do, hopefully I'll be able to film my craft room and then put it at the end of a video, maybe. Or maybe just do it by itself, I don't know. And then I still need to do a flip through of the other book that I got. I will try and do that over the next couple days. I kind of wanted to give it about a week or two for everybody else to get their book. I didn't want to spoil it, because I try not to see flip throughs of magazines when they come in. because I like the surprise. This one here has some really pretty designs, but not a lot that I will stitch. I probably won't stitch this, but isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I'd love to see somebody stitch that. I don't know, maybe one day I will, just because, and then give it to somebody, because I really want to see it stitched. I know somebody who would love it. And I want to stitch this for my bedroom. I love butterflies. I love them. I want to plant everything that butterflies love. Isn't that gorgeous? So I do want to stitch that. I want to stitch both of them, actually. There was one more thing in here. I think I've had this for a couple of days. I hope I'm not spoiling it for anybody. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. In case you don't get cross stitch gold. I don't know anybody who doesn't get it. Here it is. That is stunning. Oh my gosh. It's gorgeous. Look at that. I mean, really? She makes the most beautiful things. You know I want to stitch that. And put it in my room, my bedroom. But I look at the chart and I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know. But I can stitch it. So I did like that one. So I am going to get off of here. I gotta finish painting. Like, it feels so good to sit down. Oh, that Pilates painting. It should be a thing. I'm sure I've probably stretched about a half a pound off today. So yeah, I'm going to get out of here. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Tomorrow's Friday. Woo, tomorrow's Friday. Doesn't matter to me. Every day's Friday for me. Or Saturday. Every day is Saturday for me. I'm excited for you guys that work. That tomorrow is Friday for you. And maybe in some countries it's already Friday. I don't know. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I hope you get to stitch all the fun stuff that you really want to stitch. Take some stuff outside. I don't know about your area, but it is gorgeous here. Today actually was a great day to garden. What was I thinking doing it yesterday? I don't know. But it was great for painting too, because I was able to open the window and have a little ventilation. But warm enough that the walls are drying nice and fast. So if it's gorgeous, go stitch outside. How fun is that? I have my porch swing. I enjoy. I'm half blind when it comes to cross stitching, but I can cross stitch my 14 count outside. And I plan on doing that soon as I get that room done. So yeah, I'm out of here. I keep rambling. I keep going. We always have a hard time saying goodbye, right? We hate saying goodbye because we don't know when we'll come back on and say hello. So yeah, I'm out of here. Get all your stitchy stuff done. Thank you all so much for coming on and watching me and taking almost an hour out of your time to watch me. I hope StitchCon, everyone's having such a good time at StitchCon. Oh man, wish I could go do that. It's hard for me to get out of here. My husband's, like I said, he works crazy long hours, crazy shifts, and my dog, oops, sorry, my phone's dying. That's my cue. My dog takes a lot of medication, like 3 times a day, and life is just, right now, it's just kind of hard to go anywhere. But everybody else is having such a great time there. I don't know if it's over or not. Been kind of out of the loop last couple days, but yeah, I hope everyone had a great time there if you're done. And I'm going. I promise. I will talk to you all in a week. Thank you all so much. See you later.